So Escape from Tarkov just released a new edition of the game called the Unheard Edition, which is $250, which surpasses the Edge of Darkness edition, which was the most expensive edition to Tarkov, not to mention it was a early supporter limited edition. That kind of sounds weird, but it was supposed to be a limited edition. They had it for years and years, but it was still supposed to be a limited edition supporter pack kind of thing where you bought it early and you got everything that was supposed to be part of the game. Edge of Darkness was supposed to be the end-all be-all package of the game, where if you had Edge of Darkness, you got everything related to the game, and there was supposed to be no pack, no edition of the game that you could buy that would surpass the Edge of Darkness limited edition. At least according to Escape from Tarkov developers themselves, that's what they said, but I guess that wasn't quite true, was it? So let's just get right into it. Let's just dive right into it. So looking at the Unheard Edition right here, the first major problem is access to PvE co-op mode with persistent progression. Progression will not be reset with wipes. So this one right here there's nothing wrong with it being in this pack, but the problem is you can only access it if you own this pack. So if you own Edge of Darkness Edition, you don't get access to the PvE co-op mode with persistent progression. You get access to co-op mode, like training co-op mode, but there's no progression in it. If you want progression, you have to have this $250 edition, and EOD does not get you the offline, well, it's not offline, but the co-op mode with persistent progression. So basically, if you want progression in PvE, you got to pay to get the $250 edition, because you don't get it with Edge of Darkness, even though you were supposed to. Now the next thing is the enhanced stash size. It's bigger than the one that you get with the EOD edition. Now I always thought the stash size was kind of like on the fence. I'm not sure it was the best thing to have in different editions. I think everyone should start with the same size stash, and since you can upgrade your stash in the game, that's how it should stay. You should start at the first stash size and upgrade to get max stash, but it was okay because you could always upgrade your stash if you got the previous or the editions below Edge of Darkness, and with Edge of Darkness you just started with a fully upgraded stash. Now this edition, this $250 edition, you start with a bigger stash. Not to mention they also added recently stash lines that you could buy, which I also thought wasn't that great, but basically, this new edition added DLC, but then called it unique features, just so they didn't have to give it to the Edge of Darkness. So the Edge of Darkness edition people had to go and buy a new edition, and then everyone else would need to buy this new edition to access the PvE co-op mode. And the only reason they said they would never do it, they said they weren't even thinking about it, but then the single player and the co-op mod for this game got so popular that there were so many people playing it because of all the cheaters in this game that they decided that they wanted to capitalize off of it, and then they're going to put it in a new edition. That's basically what's happening here. They've seen two mods, the single player Tarkov mod and the co-op Tarkov mod was getting popular. People were playing it, and they couldn't have that. They wanted in on it, and they're trying to capitalize on it as much as possible. That's the main problem, is access to PvE co-op mode with progression. So EOD already have a technically like an offline. It's not offline. I don't know why they keep saying offline, because you still have to connect to their servers. So it's not offline. I don't know why they keep saying that. But to access the PvE co-op, you can buy that with any edition, and EOD players already have that. But when it's adding progression to the PvE co-op mode, instead of just calling it practice, you can actually get progression and stuff. That's when it's the issue, because EOD should be getting that, but they're not. And then the other issues on top of that just make things worse are the other extras that are verging on pay to win extras. So you got enhanced stash size. I wouldn't say that's on the verge of pay to win, but because it's just stash size. It's not really going to get you any. I guess the only advantage it would give you is you can store more stuff, but honestly that really doesn't give you an advantage. It just makes things easier to store things. I guess you don't really have to fight with your inventory as much, but the stash size is bigger than the EOD version, so that's the problem right there, is they get a bigger stash size than the EOD version, and EOD should be getting everything because they purchased it early. It was supposed to be the best edition for the game. There was supposed to be no other editions that top the EOD edition, but then you get the unique in-game ID, which makes the EOD unique in-game ID less unique, and also they want you to upgrade to this pack if you have EOD, which, what does that mean? Do you get the Unheard Edition in-game ID, or do you get the EOD in-game ID? Who knows? You get expanded PMC pockets. Now that's verging on pay to win right there, because you can get expanded pockets. You can put magazines now in your pockets. Instead of having 4 single slots, you'll have 2 single slots and 2 double slots, which allows you to put magazines in your pockets. On top of that, you get increased fence standing, whatever. More slots in the flea market, whatever. Unique in-game melee weapon, whatever. I think EOD should be getting all that. Increased mail retention time, EOD should be getting that, let's be honest here. Additional background screen, who really cares? Free access to all DLCs. It's not really free access if you're spending $250 on an edition, so I don't know why free access is on there. You're paying for it. It's not free access if you just pay $250 for an edition. But then you also get it says additional equipment and resources. You're going to be getting some, like, I don't know what you call it, some special item or something where you can call in backup. I don't know if it's scavs or like friends or something, but you can call in backup into a thing, which is, now that's verging on pay to win. That's not even verging on pay to win. That's just pay to win right there. If you cannot get that in the game, but you can only get it through this edition, you can get that, or you get it easier through this edition, that's pay to win, because you can call in backup where other people can't call in backup. And they keep putting out a new response every day too, and I'm sure it's going to continue for at least a few more days. But the first response, they said they would give 6 months access to Edge of Darkness edition owners. Like, what is that? You might as well have not put any response out, because that didn't make anything better. That didn't make things better at all. 6 months of access for something that you purchased to have. You purchased the best edition of the game to get everything, and instead of keeping it, you get it for 6 months. You get to test it out for 6 months and then have to upgrade to play it again. What are you, Ubisoft, where you sell game stuff and then you just take it away later on? Because let's be real here, that's what companies want right now, like Ubisoft, and apparently BSG wants it too, where you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. You'll give them money, you won't own anything, and you'll be happy. At least that's what they think. And then their next response was trying to say that PvE co-op progression is a unique feature and not a DLC, but somehow co-op, like practice co-op, is a DLC, but when the co-op has progression, it's not a DLC, it's a unique feature. That makes absolutely no sense. I don't think anyone can make that not sound stupid. So co-op, that's a DLC. That's a DLC. But progression with co-op, that's a unique feature. That ain't DLC. I mean, who is thinking of this stuff? And of course, they got more backlash for that. And then they just did a new response this morning, and they put out that Edge of Darkness Edition owners will get the co-op PvE, but they won't get it right now because they don't have enough server space. They'll get it when the game releases, whenever that may be. It may be 1 year, it may be 10 years, it may be never in your lifetime. Who really knows? This game's been in early access for like 7-8 years. But the The obvious thing here with that response, it just makes it obvious that they're running out of money because they don't have enough server space to support all their Edge of Darkness edition players to play on co-op PvE. First off, why are you even playing on a server on co-op PvE? That should be like a separate character. You should be able to do what you want over there, and it should be like peer-to-peer. You should be able to just connect to your friends, play with your friends. You shouldn't have to connect to a server. I mean, what is that about? Not to mention that they now have 2 co-op modes. They have like offline practice, and I do not know why they keep using the word offline, because technically you're not playing like online against other players, but you're not playing offline either because you're connecting to a server. So the practice mode, the co-op practice mode, why do they're going to have servers for that? They're going to have servers for the main game, and they're going to have servers for the co-op with progression. Is that what they're going to do? Because that's a waste of space right there. They should get rid of the practice mode and just make it the PvE co-op progression mode, whatever they call it. That should be what they work on. And then the online mode, where you play against other players. They really shouldn't have practice mode servers, and they really shouldn't have PvE co-op mode servers. That should be like peer-to-peer or something with your friends, or you should be able to host your own servers, and they wouldn't have to waste server space on it. So they ran out of money, they're running out of money, and they looked at the list of their options, and they went all the way to the bottom, to the very last possible option, and they chose the absolute worst one to do, and that's what they did. And then they thought it would be fine, I guess. I don't know why they thought this would just, like, no one would care, but it shows that this game is not doing well right now, at least not financially, and they probably just made it worse. So who knows what the state of this game is going to be when it releases, and if the DLCs are actually ever going to get finished, because they might have just messed up so bad that they might not have enough money to even continue the game within, like, after a year from this event. How are they going to be sitting? If they're struggling financially right now, I doubt in a year they're going to be just fine, because they just ruined a ton of people's trust, and they ruined my trust. I personally will not be playing this game anymore. That's the decision I'm making. Let me know what decision you're making in the comments below. I know some people don't have a problem with this new edition. That's fine, I guess, but I really think you should, if you have no problem with what just happened, I think you need to relook at things, because it really does break your trust, and you shouldn't trust companies that kind of lie to you and do a bait and switch. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment below, tell me what you guys think about this situation, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time.